Good morning, students. Welcome to Bindu Dadwal Chemistry Lessons. Today we'll be doing the remaining chemical properties of phenols. The category B is reactions of benzene ring, electrophilic substitution reactions. So when the reactions of the benzene ring of phenol are involved, the reactions that take place are electrophilic substitution. That is, a positively charged electron seeking attacking reagent will attack the electron rich site of the benzene ring. As the OH group is an activating group, so these reactions occur at a rate which is faster than the reactions of benzene ring alone. The OH group is also ortho-para-directing in nature, so the incoming electrophile will attach either ortho position or para position or ortho again. Why OH group is ortho-para directing in nature? This is because of the electronic movements. The ortho and the para positions, they become electron rich. When electrons will move here and these electrons to the other side, the negative charge is created at an ortho position. Similarly, negative charge is created at this ortho position. When these electrons move, and they send these electrons to the para position, so the para position again becomes a electron rich center and a positively charged electrophile will attack here. So because ortho and para positions are electron rich sites, so electrophilic substitution reactions of phenol are ortho-para directing in nature. OH group is ortho-para directing in nature. The first reaction is bromination. So when phenol is made to react with aqueous bromine or bromine water, a 2,4,6 tribromophenol is formed. This is because in aqueous solution, phenol will ionize to give phenoxide ion, and the negative charge on the oxygen atom makes this benzene ring electron rich. And because of presence of negative charge, the electrons are donated to benzene ring and to a larger extent, and they will get highly substituted, activated and then highly substituted. But if phenol is made to react with bromine in presence of carbon disulfide or carbon tetrachloride anhydrous conditions, then in that case only mono substitution occurs and ortho and para substituted phenols are formed. Nitration. Phenol reacts with dilute nitric acid at 298 Kelvin to form a mixture of ortho and para nitrophenols. Now, the OH of the nitric acid will combine with the H at ortho or para position of the phenol to form water, and NO2 group gets attached in its place. Now this mixture can be separated from each other by steam distillation. This product, because it has intramolecular hydrogen bonding, is steam volatile, whereas the para substituent is not steam volatile because of intermolecular hydrogen bonding. It's associated. So this goes away with the steam, whereas this is left behind, and the two can be separated. With concentrated nitric acid in presence of sulfuric acid, phenol will give 2,4,6 trinitrophenol, which is also called picric acid. But the yield is very small. This is because nitric acid is a strong oxidizing agent and will oxidize the benzene ring itself. If we want that this product should be obtained in higher amounts, in larger amounts, then what we do is first we react with the phenol with concentrated sulfuric acid at this temperature. So ortho and para hydroxy benzene sulfonic acids are formed, and then we carry out its nitration with concentrated nitric acid. At that time simultaneously nitration occurs and desulfonation and nitration. This sulfonic acid group will be replaced by nitro group. So we get higher yield of picric acid. Nitrosation. We can react the phenol with nitrous acid, which is prepared in situ by reaction between NaNO2 and HCl. So the nitrous acid, the OH of nitrous acid will react with the H position, H of the phenol to form water, and nitroso group is attached in its place. Now the para product, para-nitrosophenol, is obtained in larger amounts, whereas the ortho is obtained in very small amounts. So this para-nitrosophenol, if we react it with dilute nitric acid, it undergoes further oxidation and forms para-nitrophenol. So this is a very good method of preparing only this component in large amounts. Next reaction is sulfonation reaction. When we react phenol with sulfuric acid, a mixture of ortho-hydroxy benzene sulfonic acid and para-hydroxy benzene sulfonic acid are formed. At lower temperature, ortho product is the larger product, is the major product, and at higher temperature of 373 Kelvin, para isomer predominates. So this was sulfonation. And if we react phenol with alkyl halide in presence of anhydrous aluminum chloride, the alkyl group gets attached at ortho and para position, and this reaction is called Friedel-Crafts alkylation. So ortho-methyl phenol and para-methyl phenol or paracresol will be formed when we react it with methyl chloride. The next category is special reactions of phenols. First is coal-base reaction. So when we react sodium phenoxide with carbon dioxide at 400 Kelvin and 4 to 7 atmospheric pressure, the carbon dioxide gets incorporated here. Now on rearrangement, the H will move here and CONA group will come here. So sodium salicylate is formed. When we acidify it with dilute hydrochloric acid, the H takes the place of Na and NaCl is taken out and we get salicylic acid. Now this ortho-hydroxy benzoic acid or salicylic acid is a very important byproduct because it can be converted into important products. For example, if we carry out acetylation of this salicylic acid, so what we get is this is 2-acetoxybenzoic acid, aspirin. If we carry out benzylation, we get salol, which acts as an intestinal antiseptic. And if we carry out esterification with methyl compound, methyl salicylate is formed, which is a constituent of a flavoring agent, oil of wintergreen. The mechanism of this coal-base reaction is that when we react phenol with sodium hydroxide, sodium phenoxide is formed. Now electron rearrangement occurs. These electrons move to this side. These electrons, they are attracted towards the positively charged center of carbon dioxide. This positive charge appears because oxygen is more electronegative. It shifts the electron towards this side and a positive charge is created where these electrons will get attracted and a bond will be formed. Now in this intermediate, these electrons will move back here and these electrons back here. So the compound is COONA and a double bond over here, and this is sodium salicylate. On acidification, the H will come here and Na will be removed as NaCl. So salicylic acid is obtained. This is the mechanism of coal-base reaction. Next reaction is Reamer-Tiemann reaction. So when phenol is made to react with chloroform in presence of NaOH at 340 Kelvin, the H of ortho position reacts with Cl of chloroform to form HCl, which is removed. this HCl will react with NaOH to form NaCl. Because this reaction is being carried out in presence of NaOH, simultaneously the OH part gets converted to ONA part. Also, this CHCl2 will get attached over here. And this is further hydrolyzed with alkaline NaOH, the NaOH will substitute Cl. Two Cl atoms will be substituted by two OH groups. These Cl combine with Na to form NaCl. It's taken out. So this compound is unstable because two OH groups are attached to the same carbon. So water is taken out like this. And aldehyde group comes at this position. Then on acidification with dilute HCl, this NaCl will be taken off, H comes in its place, and we get salicylaldehyde as the major product. The mechanism is that the dichlorocarbene will act as the electrophile. This is formed when chloroform reacts with hydroxide ion of NaOH to form water and trichloromethylide ion. This will give a chloride ion and form dichlorocarbene. This is the electrophile. So these electrons when move here and these will move towards this carbon center. So as a result we get a double bond here and CCl2 group attached over here. The electrons of the carbon hydrogen bond move to this position and these electrons move back, so that a single bond here and a double bond here, and H is taken by these electrons in the dichlorocarbene. So the product is phenoxide ion on this side and CHCl2 over here. When NaOH is reacted with this compound, OH takes the place of two chloride ions and 2 NaCl is removed. We get CHOH twice, which is unstable. Water is taken off. So aldehyde group comes at ortho position, and on acidification this phenoxide portion again gets converted to OH and salicylaldehyde is formed. Reaumur-Tiemann reaction can also be done with carbon tetrachloride. In this case the H will combine with one of the Cl to get a CCl3 group attached over here. At the same time OH changes to ONA part. Then when we react this with 3 NaOH molecules, 3 Cl get removed as 3 NaCl and 3 OH come in its place. Now again this position is unstable and 3 OH, 1 water is eliminated and remaining COH group is attached at ortho position. This is sodium salicylate. On dilute acidification with dilute HCl, we get salicylic acid. This is Reaumur's reaction with CCl4. Next special reaction of phenol is coupling reaction. Now in coupling reaction, phenol reacts with benzene diazonium chloride under ice cooled conditions. One thing that you have to do is to make the reaction simple. Place benzene diazonium chloride and phenol in horizontal position, and then the chloride of benzene diazonium chloride reacts with the para position hydrogen of phenol. HCl is taken off and these two combine to form para hydroxy azobenzene and HCl. This reaction is because the two reactants couple into a single one. This reaction is called coupling reaction. Important thing is phenol is acidic in nature, so this reaction takes place in weakly alkaline medium at a pH of 9 to 10. This reaction is called coupling reaction. Reaction with phthalic anhydride. So you see phthalic acid, in phthalic acid there is 2 COOH groups at ortho position, and when they combine with each other to remove water, this product is formed which is called phthalic anhydride, means phthalic acid minus water. So phthalic anhydride reacts with phenol. Two phenol molecules will react, and the para position of para hydrogen position will take part in the reaction. So oxygen of phthalic anhydride and two para hydrogens of phenols, they combine to form water, and it joins from these two ends to form this compound. And the name of the compound will be phenolphthalein. Phenol from this portion, phenol from these two molecules, PHTHAL, thal from phthalic anhydride, and ene is usually the name given to a product when condensation occurs. You see that these molecules, small molecules, combine to form a bigger molecule with the elimination of a small molecule like water. This process is called condensation. So phthalic anhydride and phenol condense to form this big product, which is named as phenolphthalein. Next is condensation with formaldehyde. So formaldehyde is HCHO. When phenol reacts with it, either the ortho hydrogen or para hydrogen participates in the bond formation. Oxygen is more electronegative. It pulls the electron towards itself. A positive charge arrives here. So this bond breaks in such a way that the positively charged hydrogen goes to the negatively charged oxygen, and the electron moves to the positively charged carbon. So the product will be C6H4OH, and here the CH2OH is attached. This occurs at ortho position as well as at para position. So two monomers are formed, but these monomers can combine with each other to form long chain compounds, which are polymers. So if only ortho isomers polymerize N to N times, then they form a linear polymer in which the OH of one monomer will combine with the ortho position H of another monomer to form water, and this joins over here. So when this joins endless times, a polymer is formed. This is a linear polymer and it's known as Novolac. If both ortho and para monomers combine and polymerize, then the joining occurs linearly as well as cross-linked polymer is formed. So this is a network solid, a cross-linked polymer is formed, and this polymer is known as Bakelite. The linear polymer is known as Novolac, but the cross-linked polymer is known as Bakelite. Now, if the degree of polymerization is low, then soft Bakelite is used as a glue for binding wooden laminated planks and also in varnishes. And if the degree of polymerization is high, the high density Bakelite will be used in making combs, fountain pen, phonograph records, barrels, electrical switches, handles of various utensils, and Formica tabletops. So this is about condensation with formaldehyde. Another special reaction of phenols is hydrogenation. So the double bonds are broken. We carry out hydrogenation in presence of nickel at a temperature of 533 Kelvin. Double bonds are broken, and in each double bond, when it's broken, two hydrogens are attached. So we get a cyclohexanol. All three bonds will be combined with the 6 hydrogens and cyclohexanol is formed. This is called hydrogenation. We can also carry out oxidation with acidified potassium dichromate when the phenolic part gets converted into quinolic part. A double bond oxygen, that is ketone, is formed, and alternate double and single bond leads to formation of para-benzophenone. Along with this, water is formed. And this is when phenol is oxidized with acidified potassium dichromate. On exposure to air also, phenol can be oxidized and form a mixture of quinones. the color gets darkened. Then we can still carry out oxidation by potassium persulfate. In this case, we will get another hydroxy group attached at ortho and para position. This product is called catechol, and at para position this is called quinol. So mixture of these products is formed, and this oxidation reaction is called Elb's persulfate oxidation. It's carried out by potassium persulfate. Then reaction with ferric chloride. Phenols react with the neutral ferric chloride, and this H will react with Cl to form HCl. So 3 phenol molecules will get attached to iron in place of 3 chloride ions to form triphenoxide, ferric triphenoxide, which is violet in color. So this is used as a test for phenols. In fact, this test is given by all enolic groups. Any compound which contains a double bond and OH group compound will give this test. That is reaction with ferric chloride to give colored solutions. Next test is Lieberman's test. This test is also used to detect phenols. When we warm a phenol with concentrated sulfuric acid and sodium nitrite, the NaNO2 and H2SO4, these combine to form nitrous acid. So whenever we warm phenol with sodium nitrite and sulfuric acid, the para position hydrogen reacts with OH of nitrous acid to form water, and NO gets attached. So we get para nitrosophenol. Now this para nitrosophenol can get rearranged into its quinone form. So this OH gets converted to double bond O, and the double bonds shift to these position, and instead of NO, this H has come here and NOH is formed. This is called quinone form of para nitrosophenol. Now this quinone form of para nitrosophenol and another molecule of phenol in presence of sulfuric acid combines. Water is taken out, there is a condensation, these two join to form indophenol, which is red in color. So what we say, that when phenol is warmed with NaNO2 and concentrated sulfuric acid, red colored indophenol is formed, which gets blue or green on reaction with sodium hydroxide. On reaction with sodium hydroxide, what happens is a sodium salt of indophenol is formed, which is blue in color. So this test is used to distinguish phenols from alcohols. Phenol will give red color with sulfuric acid and blue color with sodium hydroxide. Alcohols will not give this color. That is all in today's video. Thank you. Have a nice day.